Hi, I'm Theo. I'm a 42-year-old engineer from Seattle, and until 6 months ago, I thought I had a pretty normal marriage. My wife Sarah and I had been together for 15 years, raising our two kids, Emma, 12, and Jake, 10. Sure, things weren't perfect, but whose marriage is? I worked long hours, she managed the household, and we made it work. Or so I thought. The first real crack appeared on a Tuesday evening. I came home from work around 7, expecting the usual chaos of dinner prep and homework struggles. Instead, I found Emma and Jake huddled together on the couch, looking at me with these strange, wary expressions. "Hey guys," I said, dropping my briefcase. "What's going on? Where's Mom?" Emma's eyes darted toward the stairs. "She's upstairs. Dad, can we talk to you?" "Of course, sweetheart. What's up?" Jake, my normally chatty son, stayed silent. Emma took a deep breath. "Mom said some things today. About you." My stomach tightened. "What kind of things?" "She said we needed to be careful around you," Emma whispered. "That you could be dangerous." "Dangerous? I would never." "Emma, Jake, you know I would never hurt you, right?" "We know, Dad," Emma said quickly. But she seemed really serious. She was crying and everything. I sat down heavily on the arm of the couch. "When did she say this?" "This afternoon," Jake finally spoke up. "After school. She picked us up and started talking in the car." "What exactly did she say?" Emma bit her lip. "She said you've been acting strange, that you're angry all the time, that we should stay away from you when you get home from work because you're unpredictable." "That's ridiculous. Have I been angry with you guys?" "No," they said in unison. "Has anything I've done scared you?" "No, Dad," Emma said. "That's why we're confused. You're the same as always." I heard footsteps on the stairs. Sarah appeared, her hair disheveled, eyes slightly unfocused. The smell of wine hit me before she even reached the bottom step. "Theo, you're home early," she said, her words just slightly slurred. "It's 7 o'clock, Sarah, my usual time. Kids, can you go upstairs for a bit? Your mom and I need to talk." After they left, I turned to her. "Dangerous? You told our children I'm dangerous?" "I was protecting them," she said defensively, crossing her arms. "Protecting them from what? I've never laid a hand on anyone in this family." "You're different lately. Cold. Distant. I've been working. That's not the same as being dangerous. And you've been drinking. Again." Her face flushed. "Don't you dare." "How much have you had today, Sarah?" "That's none of your business." "It is when you're filling our kids' heads with lies about me while you're drunk." She stepped closer, her finger jabbing toward my chest. "They're not lies. You're trying to control me, to make me look bad." "I'm trying to understand why you'd say something so damaging. Do you realize what you're doing to them? To us? There is no us anymore, Theo," she spat out. "There hasn't been for a long time. And if you try to take my kids away from me, I'll make sure everyone knows exactly what kind of man you really are." She stormed back upstairs, leaving me standing in the living room, my world tilting on its axis. The next morning, I called my buddy Marcus, a family law attorney I'd known since college. "Theo, slow down," Marcus said over the phone. "Tell me exactly what happened." I explained the whole situation. Sarah's drinking, her accusations, the kids' confusion. "Has she made these accusations to anyone else?" Marcus asked. "I don't know. God, Marcus, what if she has? What if she's been telling people I'm abusive?" "First thing, document everything. Every incident, every conversation. And Theo, save any voicemails or texts she sends you, everything." "You think it'll come to that?" "I think you need to be prepared. Have you noticed any other concerning behavior?" "The drinking's gotten worse over the past year, and she's been erratic, mood swings. Sometimes she doesn't remember conversations we've had." "That's important. Look, I'm going to connect you with a colleague who specializes in custody cases. Her name's Jennifer Walsh. But in the meantime, be present with your kids. Show them you're the stable parent." That afternoon, I picked up the kids from school myself, something Sarah usually did. Emma's teacher, Mrs. Patterson, waved me over. "Mr. Harrison, could I speak with you for a moment?" "Of course. Is everything okay?" She glanced at Emma, who was chatting with friends. "I'm a bit concerned. Emma's been distracted lately, and yesterday your wife came to pick her up and seemed unwell." "Unwell how?" "She was unsteady on her feet. Her speech was off. I almost didn't let Emma go with her, but she insisted she was fine. Said she had a migraine." My jaw clenched. "Thank you for telling me. If you see anything like that again, please call me. Here's my cell number." At home, I sat down with both kids. "I want you both to know something. Your mom is going through a difficult time, but no matter what happens, I love you and I'm here for you. Always. Are you guys getting divorced? Jake asked bluntly. I don't know, buddy, but if we do, nothing changes how much we both love you. But Mom said, Emma started. Whatever Mom said about me being dangerous isn't true. You know that, right? They nodded, but I could see the confusion in their eyes. That night, after the kids were asleep, my phone buzzed. A voicemail from Sarah, even though she was upstairs. I pressed play. Theo, you think you're so perfect, her slurred voice came through. You think you can just abandon us. Well, I'll destroy you. I'll tell everyone what you've done. The kids will hate you. They already do. They're scared of you, Theo, scared. I saved it. Then another came through, and another over the next few days, each one more incoherent, more threatening. My sister Rachel came over the following weekend to help with the kids. My God, Theo, you look exhausted, she said. Sarah's losing it, Rach. She's telling people I'm dangerous, filling the kids' heads with lies. What are you going to do? I'm seeing a lawyer tomorrow. I have to protect the kids. From their own mother? From this version of her, yes. Listen to this. I played her one of the voicemails. Rachel's eyes widened. Jesus, how many of these do you have? 14 so far. Some are worse than this. You have to use these, Theo, for the kids' sake. I know. God, I never thought it would come to this. The next day, I met with Jennifer Walsh. She was sharp, professional, and direct. Mr. Harrison, these voicemails are concerning. Has your wife made any physical threats? Not explicitly, but last night she threw a glass at the wall right next to my head. The kids saw it. Did you call the police? No, I didn't want to escalate things. That might have been a mistake. We need to establish a pattern of behavior. Do the kids have phones? Emma does. Good. If anything happens, tell her to record it or call you immediately. Now let's talk about filing for custody. 2 weeks later, I moved into my parents' spare room. Sarah had the house and I had the kids every other week per the temporary arrangement. But Sarah wasn't done. She called me one evening, her voice ice-cold sober. We need to talk. Can you come by tomorrow? About what? About fixing this. About our family. Against my better judgment, I agreed. When I arrived, she was dressed up, makeup perfect, the house spotless. Come in, she said sweetly. I made coffee. Sarah, what's this about? Sit down, Theo, please. I stayed standing. Just say what you need to say. Her smile faltered. I want to apologize. I've been unfair to you. The things I said to the kids, the accusations, I was wrong. Wrong. You told our children I was dangerous. You've left me threatening voicemails. You threw a glass at my head. I was drinking. I wasn't myself. That's not an excuse, Sarah. I know. That's why I'm getting help. I've been to 3 AA meetings this week. That's great, but it doesn't change what you've done. She moved closer. We can fix this. For Emma and Jake. They need both their parents together. They need stable parents, Sarah, whether we're together or not. Don't do this, Theo. Her voice cracked. Don't take my babies from me. I'm not taking them. I'm protecting them. Her expression shifted, the mask slipping. You self-righteous bastard. You think the court's going to side with you? I think they'll side with what's best for the kids. I'm their mother. Courts always favor the mother. Not when the mother's an alcoholic who's been making false accusations. She laughed bitterly. False? I have witnesses. I've told everyone about your temper, your controlling behavior. My therapist has documented everything. Your therapist has documented your version. I have 14 voicemails of you drunk, threatening, and unstable. Her face went white. You wouldn't. I already have. My lawyer has copies. You recorded me without my permission? You left me voicemails, Sarah. That's not recording. That's evidence. She grabbed a vase from the side table, holding it up. Get out. Get out of my house. Gladly. And Sarah, this just gave me more evidence. Of what? I haven't done anything. You just threatened me with a weapon. I'm leaving now, but I'm documenting this. I hate you, she screamed. I hate you, and the kids will too. I'll make sure of it. I walked out, hands shaking, and immediately called Jennifer Walsh. The custody hearing was 3 months later. I sat with Jennifer watching Sarah and her lawyer across the courtroom. She looked composed, professional, nothing like the woman who'd screamed at me. The judge, a stern woman in her 60s named Judge Martinez, reviewed the documents. Mrs. Harrison, you've alleged that your husband has been emotionally abusive and that the children fear him. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor, Sarah said softly. He's been increasingly aggressive. The children have expressed concern. Mr. Harrison's attorney has submitted evidence that contradicts this, Judge Martinez interrupted. Miss Walsh, you may proceed, Jennifer stood. Your Honor, we have 14 voicemail messages from Mrs. Harrison to Mr. Harrison, recorded over a 6-week period. We'd like to play them for the court. Sarah's lawyer jumped up. Objection! Those were private communications. Voicemails left on someone's phone are not private, Counselor, Judge Martinez said. Play them. The first voicemail filled the courtroom, Sarah's slurred, angry voice. You think you can just leave me? I'll ruin you, Theo. The kids hate you. They're terrified of you. I watched Sarah's face crumble as voicemail after voicemail played. Threats, accusations, incoherent rambling. The judge's expression grew darker with each one. When the last one finished, Judge Martinez looked at Sarah. Mrs. Harrison, do you have substance abuse issues? I was going through a difficult time. I've sought help. That's not what I asked. Do you have substance abuse issues? Yes, Sarah whispered. Have you completed treatment? I've been attending meetings. For how long? 3 months. The judge turned to me. Mr. Harrison, have your children expressed fear of you? No, Your Honor. I've asked them directly. They were confused by what their mother told them, but they've never been afraid of me. Emma's teacher, Mrs. Patterson, testified next. Emma has never mentioned any concerning behavior from her father. However, I did witness Mrs. Harrison picking up Emma in what appeared to be an intoxicated state. The judge made notes, then addressed both of us. Here's what's going to happen. Primary physical custody goes to Mr. Harrison. Mrs. Harrison, you'll have supervised visitation pending completion of a substance abuse treatment program and 6 months of sobriety, verified by testing. Your Honor, please, Sarah started. This is not negotiable, Mrs. Harrison. Your behavior put your children at risk. You made false allegations against their father while battling addiction. This court's priority is the welfare of Emma and Jake. Outside the courtroom, Sarah approached me, tears streaming down her face. Theo, please, don't do this. Let's work something out. The judge already worked it out, Sarah. The kids need me. I'm their mother. They need the mother you used to be. Maybe someday you'll be her again. But right now, I'm keeping them safe. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was sick. I wasn't thinking. You weren't just sick, Sarah. You tried to destroy me to hide your own problems. You used our children as weapons. That's not something I can forgive. I'll do better. I'll stay sober. Just give me another chance. No, this is what happens now. You get help, you stay sober, and maybe you can rebuild your relationship with Emma and Jake. But you and I, we're done. Jennifer touched my arm. Theo, we should go. I nodded and walked away from Sarah, her sobs echoing behind me. That evening, I sat with Emma and Jake in our new apartment. So we're living with you now? Emma asked. Yeah, sweetheart, is that okay? When do we see Mom? Jake asked. She's going to get some help first. Then you'll see her regularly, but with someone there to make sure everyone's safe. Because of her drinking? Emma asked quietly. Yeah. We heard the voicemails, she admitted. Not in court, but we heard her leaving them before, when she thought we were asleep. I pulled them both close. I'm sorry you had to hear that. None of this is your fault. We know, Dad, Jake said. We're glad we're with you. Me too, buddy. Me too. Have you ever had to protect your kids from someone you once trusted? How did you handle it? Like and subscribe if you think Theo made the right choice. And comment below with your thoughts on how to navigate situations where addiction affects custody. What would you have done differently?